Hello, I'm Maura Carley, founder and president of Healthcare Navigation, and I'd like to talk to you about Medicare Part C today. Of course, no one calls Medicare Part C Medicare Part C. These programs are referred to as Advantage plans because they're marketed to people to entice them to choose one as opposed to remaining in original Medicare, which is the default option. So Advantage plans just sound much more attractive than Medicare Part C. So what are they? They are alternatives to original Medicare offered by insurance companies, and many different insurance companies are in this market now, which is stable and mature, and over a third of people on Medicare have opted into an Advantage plan. I'm struggling to remain objective when I talk about them because, I want people to do their homework and make the choices that are best for them. And what we see so often are people enrolling in an Advantage plan because of a commercial on television that promised them the universe, or the celebrity that's promising the universe on the commercial. And you really need to have a more sober and objective approach than that. So let's face it, when you consider your Medicare options, you've got to do some homework to do what's best for you. And when you're considering an Advantage plan, you'd take into account the same issues you would buying any other insurance product. First, what does it cost? Advantage plans can have modest premiums, even some have zero premium plans, but then you've got to understand what's my out-of-pocket exposure, because there's co-payments and co-insurance, perhaps a deductible before you're even paying co-payments and co-insurance, and then an out-of-pocket max. Know what your out-of-pocket exposure is. And these plans are not all the same. They can be different products. So know if you're signing up for something called an HMO or a PPO. We have another video you can watch on products. And of course, these are programs that have a network. So you have to be aware of that, especially with the hospitals that you might have used over the years, and of course the physicians you see. And Advantage plans have rules. They are managed care products. So something like prior authorization for an expensive procedure would be something that you might need your provider to obtain. So these are all the factors that you should consider when enrolling in an Advantage plan. Now, enrolling in an Advantage plan is not something that is permanent. There are opportunities every year to change from original Medicare to an Advantage plan, or from an Advantage plan to original Medicare. The one issue you need to be aware of is that you can't always be assured, if you return to original Medicare, that you can buy a Medicare supplement. And those are products that help cover those out-of-pocket expenses associated with original Medicare. And in many states, in fact, the vast majority of states, although there are more protections in New York, Connecticut, Maine, and Massachusetts, in most states, you can be subject to medical underwriting, meaning you can't be guaranteed that you can buy a Medicare supplement 6 months beyond your Medicare Part B effective date. So everything's guaranteed issue, meaning you apply in the that 6-month window from your Part B effective date, a Medicare supplement is guaranteed issue. But after that, in most states, it is not. Some other things we might mention is that many employers have structured their retiree medical, which has become much less common over the years, to provide those benefits through an Advantage plan. And you have to look at that carefully too. Sometimes those plans are better than one can buy as an individual, and sometimes they're exactly the same. So again, you need to look at the details. And another consideration that was mentioned in our moving tape is the Advantage plan is tied to your place of residence. So it's not something that you can move to another state and take with you. So you have to plan ahead about a relocation like that. So I think we've covered the highlights of Medicare Advantage plans. Again, my greatest concern is people not understanding them well enough and responding to what's essentially a sales pitch. And sometimes you can get in a plan that works well for you as a result of that, but not always. So please take the time to understand these issues, do your homework, and make a good decision for yourself. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.